The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today giving you an RU tier Pokemon Showdown battle. You may recognize the team I have here from a Teambuilding Tuesday I did a couple weeks back. It is a Magnet Pull, Violite, max HP, max special attack Magneton that usually traps some decent steel types, but it looks like it's not going to do too much work today. Got a banded Druddigon, that's what this team is based on. I've got a sweeping Lilligant with, of course, Own Tempo plus Petal Dance, just a great combo. Got a Flying Gem, Acrobatics, Archeops, got Quillfish to set up some hazards, just to provide some support for Druddigon so it's able to take everything out with Outrages. And I got my Spin Blocker being my Rotom, which actually does quite a bit of work resisting a lot of things in the RU tier. Looking at my opponent's team, there are a ton of bulky pokes, and two of them being levitating. I'm just going to have to wear those down through attacks, and I won't be able to do too much with residual damage from spikes. So otherwise, I'm trying to just get as much residual damage as possible. As soon as I eliminate Aggron, Druddigon should be free to sweep with Outrage. So let's see how this battle goes. So I'm going to start with my Quillfish just to get as many hazards up as possible since he doesn't have a spinner. And he actually starts out with his Dusknoir, and I'm thinking I can take any hit this thing has to offer. And it turns out he goes for Trick Room first turn. And he's a Life Orb. So even at -1, it's doing a ton of damage. So I'm going to switch out, go to Archeops, and then go right back to get the Intimidate once again. And thinking, you know, maybe he'll go for the Shadow Punch, it won't be too much damage on my Quillfish. It turns out it goes for the Destiny Bond, so that's definitely something to note for later. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to go for the Waterfall here, potentially get a flinch. I just want to get some damage off right now. Fortunately, I actually do get the flinch. I'm going to get my final layer of spikes up. I only need one layer of toxic spikes to do the work I need. And I barely live this EQ now. Dusknoir is taking a ton of Life Orb recoil, so thankfully it's going to go down pretty soon, and one of his Trick Room users is going to go down. But that's not before he takes out my Quillfish, but that's not before I put a ton of hazards on his side of the field. So right now, I'm just trying to stall out some Trick Room right now, baiting the EQ, going back into Archeops, and now I'll just be able to take him out with the Stone Edge. I didn't want to go for the U-turn in case he wouldn't take it out. I'm not really sure. I know it's a more offensive variant, but I just wasn't sure. So I'm going to go for the U-turn once again on that U, because he do a decent amount, but he goes for the Trick Room again. So I have to be very careful here as to what he's going to do. I could go for the T-Bolt here, and that's exactly what I do. For some reason, he brings in Slowking, which I just don't understand. It barely lives it, but because of Toxic Spikes, it goes down. Now it brings in Aggron. Not really sure what it's going to do, but he goes for the Head Smash. I'm like, okay, well, Druddigon can live a Head Smash. No, it can't. Then I'm like, oh, it's banded. So, of all things, I go for freaking HP Fire here, because I'm like, oh, it's Steel type. No, thankfully it didn't matter though when I, in combination, kill it with the T-Bolt, but still that was kind of annoying on my part. So I'm just going to go for the T-Bolt here, get a bunch of damage. Going to go for the sub here in case he tries to go for the U-turn, so that way I have advantage over what he brings in next. Turns out he just goes for the Psychic, and it doesn't break my sub. He doesn't even break the sub when he goes for the U-turn the next turn, so now I can be free to go for a ton of T-Bolts and such. He actually has a Life Orb Mesprit, so that's going to take a ton of damage. I actually get the Para on him, which really just helps him in Trick Room, although it's not going to help him next turn as he's going to be ridiculously slow. Now I can bring in my Archeops here, going to go for the U-turn, thankfully take it out because it can be pretty bulky. So going to bring in my Lilligant here, and I just don't want to waste time potentially missing the Sleep Powder and him getting the Trick Room off for all the momentum. So I'm going to go for the Petal Dance to thankfully take out the Uxie and do a decent amount to this Druddigon, where I think at this range a Flying Gem boosted Acrobatics should definitely be able to take it out. So let's see what happens. Can I do it? I do it, and I'm pretty sure that was an easy kill. But nonetheless, it was definitely a great match. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.